Coach Strinkles will give us an opening statement followed by questions.
Always great to start the conference play 1-0. You know, it's a unique game today with the delays and you know, having to deal with the lightning. I thought our guys really handled the adversity well. You also had the factor of we spent a lot of energy last week against UNC, and so to be able to come back and sustain that energy for as long as we did today, I was really proud of our guys. They did a nice job, and really I think we took control of the game in that right at the end of the second half, where we had those 14 points right there, and then scored on the first drive out of halftime. Put us up 21, and I think that was the difference in the ball game. So proud of our guys. Got to have a lot of things to get corrected, as always, but it's always nice to be 1-0. So with that, I'll open it up to the questions.
Eli, have you ever been through a delay like that? And, you know, what you try to do to keep the guys leveled when you just don't know when it's going to be over?
Yeah. In 2006 at Springdale High School, we played Bentonville, Arkansas in our first conference game. It got delayed and canceled. We actually came back the next day and played. So that's the only time I've ever done that. We stayed for about an hour and a half, and then they canceled it. You know, the one thing we were trying to do is not give we were trying to just be up front. Hey, it's got 30 minutes, got 30 more minutes. There was one time when we thought we were coming out at 5:35, and then it got pushed back to 6:05. And so, you know, we just had shout out to John Ekman getting us some food in the locker room. University Services, they did a nice job of making sure our guys were fueled up and nutritioned up, and thought our guys just did a nice job of being ready for the moment whenever it came.
Do the kids, they just relax? Do you guys go over what went wrong when you were
out? Oh yeah, I mean we made adjustments, but I mean we were 11 minutes into the game, so you couldn't make too many adjustments because you knew they still had a lot of stuff left in their package. So you know we made some adjustments, and then we sat around and listened to rap music and hung out. I didn't know any of the words of the song.
Looking at the stats, it's awfully even. Except one thing that really stands out was the kickoff returns.
Yeah.
So check a good field position.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about all week special teams. We felt like need to have a dominant edge in this game. We felt like we had a significant advantage in the return game, and I thought Coach Link did a really nice job of getting some schemes up that took advantage of what they were trying to do.
You know, Zach connects on his first 9 passes, and it looked like he was really trying to make an effort of, you know, staying in the pocket, kind of go through, you know, what he's seeing. You know, was that part of the plan today of trying to keep him a little more in there and you know, making sure he's kind of reading over everything?
I mean, we just tell him to go through his progression if everybody's covered or not. So he was just doing a good job of going through his progression. I mean, you got big-time playmakers on the edge like Malik. You're trying to always stay in the pocket and give him a chance. Shout out Malik.
I'm sorry. You kind of talk about that stretch where you forced the fumble close to their goal line.
Yeah, on the kickoff.
Yeah, and then
used our timeouts. Yeah, and then got the ball back when it scored.
Just the special teams really comes through for you on that.
Yeah, they've done that nice. You know, really in at least 3 games or 2 games. Charlotte, that's really when we were able to put the stranglehold on them. Was right before half, and then here we were able to put the stranglehold on them right there right before half. And so yeah, it's a combination of kickoff. Our defense went out there, got 3 and out. We used 2 timeouts, and then offensively we went down there and scored. It was nice complimentary football.
4 games in now with this new offense. You feel yourself getting more comfortable every week, you know, calling the plays and working with these guys?
Yeah, I mean, I think I'm getting a better feel for the strengths and weaknesses of what we are, and really more of who we are and what we can be offensively. There's still a lot of things we got to get cleaned up, little details. You know, I didn't like some of the struggles we had with. I thought Zach got hit a little bit too much tonight, and then obviously I didn't like the interception right there, and that was on me. It was a bad play call in that situation. So we're always growing and trying to get better.
Speaking of interceptions, Johnny gets a nice pick.
Yeah, man. He's got a knack for finding the football. They had run that same concept earlier, and he had come down too hard, and Coach Harbison had made an adjustment with him, and he stayed deep and threw the ball right to him, and that really shut the game down. And so that was a big time interception of play.
No other questions?
What can you kind of say about the way the fans hung in there through that? It was a more than 2-hour delay.
Yeah, they were unbelievable. I mean, our student section, those are the real MVPs tonight. I mean, my goodness, they all came back in there. They had great energy, great juice, great enthusiasm. you know, we need to make sure we take care of those guys this week. I'll have to ask my wife and see if we can get them some donuts or something, because they did an unbelievable job, and very proud of our student section, our fans. We got the best fan base in the Sun Belt. There's no doubt about it. And when we get a chance to play at home, it's a huge lift for us. And you know, very thankful to the ACT family for coming out and supporting us in this conference game.
What did you see on the long pass to Jalen Virgil? Didn't interference to get called?
Yeah, I'm not going to comment on that. Otherwise, I'll get fined. And if I'm buying donuts, I can't afford the fine. But let's just say I can't comment on it.
Okay.
Just one thing. You know, they came in with the good defensive numbers.
They
You
did.
guys, more or less, I'm not going to say did what you wanted, but you certainly were able to move the football throughout the game. Just kind of comment on that. You're able to just you stuck 56 points on.
We love a good challenge. That's all I'll say. We love a good challenge, and you know, they had the 8th ranked defense in the country, and we felt like we were pretty good on offense too. So, challenge accepted.
One unsung person maybe today in talking about special teams, Chandler Staten, you know, putting almost all of the kickoffs into the end zone. The
Yeah.
one that you had something else set up on was
Yeah.
when the fumble occurred.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about just
Well, for
Chandler's play?
for him, I mean, consistency is the key, and he was really consistent on all our kickoffs. And we had that penalty on the touchdown, put the ball in the 50, and we were just checking to see what the return was, and felt like if we would put a high kick up, and they brought it out, we would be able to tackle them inside the 20, and they did. Boy, we laid the wood to them, and that was nice. Ball came out, and then we were able to get back and score right there. So that was good set, good job by Chandler. He gets the assist in hockey.
149 to 4, or to -4 on kickoff returns.
Yeah, Coach Link. That's why we hired him. He's a great special teams coordinator. He spends all day, every day, working on us to find an edge, you know, in special teams, and that's his job. And he's done a great job of getting our guys to believe in E3, effort, energy, and execution, and that's what they do. And you know, in order to be a complete team, you got to be great on special teams, and that's what we're trying to be.
All right, thank you, Coach.
No problem. Thank y'all.
Zach, you talked about, like, even the preseason, kind of all season, about just the weapons that you have around you. And, you know, Corey's proven he's consistent, Thomas has, and Malik has too now at this point. How does that affect your, like, progression and kind of how you're looking around for these guys? Because they've all proven that they're going to get a ball for you if you get it to them.
Realistically, it makes my job easy. I know my guys are going to win. Sometimes they cover them up just by the coverage they choose to read, but if you go through your progression, you're always going to find someone open. They do a great job of getting off the ball, getting open. Because in football, I mean, you got to have common sense in football. You got to know what's open, you got to know what's closed, and they do a real good job of their football common sense. They'll make themselves open.
Malik, this particular offense seems to, you know, maybe open up your game a little more. A lot of different routes, not just intermediate stuff or, you know, the inside stuff. It's gotten you deep a few times. You had the deep end today where Zach made a nice throw to you. Talk a little bit about how the scheme has kind of opened up your game this season.
I mean, it's just pretty easy now. Like just staying in the playbook all summer, all camp. I mean, it just like you just got to read the defense just before the play starts. I mean, it's just real easy for us now.
Zach, they came in with the big or low numbers for defense, like 8th in the country. You more or less moved the ball on when you wanted to. Just kind of, I guess how'd you do that? Did
Yeah,
you
we
recognize stuff? Or?
Yeah, I mean, we spent a lot of time in the film room this week. I think we did a good job of. We made it realize that this is a really good defense, and we had to make a statement as an offense. We put up some pretty good numbers in the past weeks, but I think this game really set us apart as an offense. A lot of things were clicking. Even when stuff weren't clicking, we were still making plays. I mean, this offense, I mean, it's really, really good. I think it's one of the best in college football. It was good to see that.
You seem to loosen them up with the pass this time around. You know, sometimes it worked with the run. It seemed like the passing game worked first.
Yeah, we spent a lot of time this week in the passing game because we knew that we could hit them vertical and we could hit them underneath. So that's kind of what we took pride on this week. When you hit those, that opens up the run lanes, and so when then the run lanes start opening up, that's when stuff gets fun.
Billy, can you comment on being able to move the ball on those guys?
I mean, really just the same thing. Like, that was a real good defense, how they disguised everything. So, I mean, just staying in the film room, like, every day this week, I mean, it just helped us out a lot.
How did you guys adjust in the locker room? You got the delay, you don't know when you're going back out, you think you're going back out, it gets pushed another 30 minutes. I mean, you guys were in a groove when you went in, and you were able to come back out and pretty much maintain it. How were you able to kind of stay zoned in?
Coach Dream was just saying, stay in the moment. Obviously, you can't control the circumstances that were happening. You can't control weather obviously hit. I think as an offense, we said that we just got to go out there and execute, do what we do best, and just get the points on the board that we needed. I think right before halftime, putting those 2 touchdowns were big. I think that gave the defense a lot of confidence. So that was good. I'm glad that happened.
Malik, let's talk about your pass in the game. Always fun to talk about you throwing the ball. You know, what was going on there, and you know, how close was that one?
I mean, wow, it was just crazy, man. Like, just knowing that Corey just held, I mean, that kind of just ruined the play there. And then just putting the ball on the money, that was just like, just real exciting for me. And then, I mean, the rest is history.
Zach, the game statistics are actually look to be fairly close. The one distinguishing stat is kickoff returns. You had a big advantage. What was it like to be able to start in a good field position?
I mean, I think we got the 2 best returners in college football. They do a great job of when they catch the ball, they put us in great field position. When you do that, the statistics go up of how you're going to score touchdowns. So I think them catching the ball and getting some extra yards, giving us the ball at the 50-yard line, I mean, that's huge. That gives you a lot of confidence, and it's easy to go down and score when you're at the 50.
Does this offense kind of challenge you to stay in the pocket a little bit more, or maybe not go with that run instinct as maybe often?
Yeah, it definitely has. I think we took pride in the offseason that last year, I mean, obviously you get outside the pocket. I mean, you make some plays work, and other times you get hurt, and that's not good. I think we pride ourselves on that we have good receivers. They got to make the plays. It's a lot better when you put the ball in their hands and they make the plays instead of you. So just proud of our guys. They work hard every day. We spend a lot of time on the field and in the film room. And I think this is showing all the work that they have put in, so it's really good to see.
All right, thank you, guys.
John, just talk about the pick 6. What did you see? And I guess you made an adjustment on that from a play earlier in the game.
Yes, sir. Early in the game, in the first half, I jumped the shallow route, and after we got off, we held them to a field goal that drive. We got off, made the adjustments. Coach Roof got in me a little bit, told me like just understanding what coverage we were in, and understanding that I didn't have to jump the short eye candy, and just coming back. It was a similar play. They had somebody in the flat and somebody in the deeper out, and I just read it, was patient, and as soon as he threw it, I was ready to make the play.
DeMarco, you were really active today. Looked like Coach maybe was sending you on some run blitz stuff. You were able to get in the backfield and really disrupt some things. What was happening up front that was allowing you to find some space to work into the backfield?
Man, I just got to give a lot of praise to my B-line because I feel like they couldn't get to me because they were having 2 guys were having to hold onto the nose or the end, and it was just allowing me to see the gaps and fill them pretty much.
Sean, you got to really kind of put an exclamation point on 2 games now there at the end. What's that been like to be able to do that kind of so early in the season, and you guys are still undefeated through 4 games?
Just understanding the situation, understanding down the distance, understanding what was at stake at that point. If they would have converted that drive, it would have been a different game. They would have had a little momentum going in. Closing the 4th. So we just had to end it. Before we went out, they were just saying, put a statement on this drive, and we had to make a play. I was just there to make a play.
What can you guys say about the energy that the crowd gives you on defense, especially a night like tonight where they had to sit more than 2 hours coming back from the delay?
That's praise to our fans. I was surprised to see as many as we did after the delay. I'm just happy they stuck around, gave us the support we needed, and that just helped us motivate and finish this game up for them.
And I just want to say thank you to the fans for staying and waiting for us, because I feel like in the games when we got that momentum coming, we hear the fans coming, I feel like the sideline just gets a different type of energy, and I mean, when you just have the field looking at that, it just makes you just like want to go get it more. I mean, like want to go get it, you know.
After seeing Coastal for 11 minutes before the break, did a lot of you guys see anything that you hadn't seen before and make some adjustments to?
Oh, definitely, yeah. We were able to get adjustments because with the 11 minutes they put up some points, and that just gave us the opportunity to settle down, get back to work, get back to App State football, and make the adjustments, and then come out and execute after the break.
DeMarco, you guys at inside linebacker have had a really active rotation. You know, everybody in there is capable of going in and playing at any point.
Yes, sir.
You know, when you guys are kind of working in that way, is there a little friendly competition that goes on between you to kind of push one another and hey, let's see which combination can go in here and make the most tackles?
Yeah, I mean, it is a little friendly competition, but I feel like I got love for the dude who's in front of me, and for everybody. I feel like we got love, and we want to see each other show out. And it's just like when somebody's not doing as well, it's just like that next man up. But there's always love, and you want to see the guy in front of you or the guy behind you. You want to see them do well. You want to see that competition go up, because I feel like it raises the bar. You know what I mean?
Sean, was there any, you had some guys injured tonight. Ryan goes out of the game. Dez was already out. You've got Caden and Nick Ross and some guys coming in. How do you really try to maybe not get outside of your assignments, but try to pick it up a little bit to make sure that you're taking care of some guys behind you at the safety spots that maybe haven't gotten as many reps?
Like DeMarco said, next man up. I feel like they were ready to step in and make step up for the guys that were down. From my position, I was just making sure everybody was communicating across the board, so everybody was on the same page to make it easy for the younger guys coming in.
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you.